The Commentary Booth is a show for media lovers by media lovers just like you. If you want to support the show, go to jamieappsmedia.com. Welcome to the Commentary Booth, your weekly entertainment recap and review show. My name is Jamie Apps, and each week I'll be joined by a rotating cast of co-hosts to run you through the entertainment media we consumed during the week. Along the way, we'll give you our thoughts, opinions, and recommendations. This week, I'm joined by a music and marketing executive at Teg Live and also a DJ. This man lists his favourite movie as Donnie Darko and favourite TV show as Seinfeld. Welcome to the show, Jaxon Carr.
Hey man, how's it going?
Not too bad. How's life in isolation treating you?
Oh man, it's all right. I was stood down from work, but now I'm back thanks to JobKeeper. So I'm only working part time, but it's still fun. Just like running heaps and just watching and reading and listening to heaps of music. So just trying to stay sane, you know. How about yourself?
Working from home all the time, so hasn't been too big a change for me.
Awesome.
Must be happy to sort of have that job back. Would have been a bit scary there for a little while.
Yeah, it kind of like really was like losing DJing and then that as well. I was like, oh, what's going to happen? And then, yeah, just the JobKeeper thing came through and then work got back to me. And, really thankful for the opportunity that they decided they wanted to keep me rather than terminating me. So, yeah, today was actually my first day back. So it's good to use my brain again, I guess.
And during that downtime, you sort of got to watch a few movies and things?
Yeah, man, I was just trying to watch heaps of movies and read and just listen to music, just try to keep my mind off things. So, like last weekend, Parasite went on Stan, and I've been dying to watch that. So, yeah, that was something that was amazing to watch.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
I went into it, I put my phone into another room. I didn't want to hear anything about it because I heard that was the best tactic. And it was one of the most amazing movies I've seen in a long time. It was great not to have a distraction because, you know, sometimes you watch stuff, you sit on your phone, you miss stuff. I thought it being a Korean movie, I was like, oh, nah, I just need to put my phone away. And yeah, just in awe of like the set design, the characters, like how intense it was. Like I haven't seen a movie like that in a long time. I absolutely loved it. I watched it with my parents as well, and we all loved it. All week I've just been telling people, giving people my Stan login to watch it as well. So it's been, great movie.
Did you sort of see the twist at the end coming?
Nah, not at all.
Did you sort of go in thinking it was going to be like a horror movie type thing?
Yeah, with the name, I thought it was kind of be like a horror movie. And then once it started developing, I kind of saw what was going to happen with all the family without giving too much away for people who haven't seen it. But yeah, then that ending, I was like, whoa. So, and yeah, some of the stuff towards the end, we were just, ooh, but yeah, amazing movie. I need to see it again. Apparently someone said, because I did a Facebook post about it, and someone said, if you watch it in black and white, it completely changes the movie as well. So might have to do that as well.
Yeah, I loved it when I saw it earlier this year as in the lead up to the Oscars, and it was my pick for the top prize, and thankfully it won it.
Yeah, I saw that. I was paying like $5 on Sportsbet or something for it to win, and just watching because I rewatched the speech when they won the Oscars, it was really touching and stuff, and seeing how excited they were. And I saw a funny thing. Donald Trump was a bit upset that won, and it shouldn't have subtitles, like shouldn't be moved with subtitles, won Best Picture. And the distributor turned around and said, well, we wouldn't expect him to watch it because he can't read. So I found that pretty funny.
Yeah, I didn't have an issue with the subtitles at all.
Not at all.
I think as long as it's an engaging story, it doesn't matter how you consume it.
Oh, absolutely not. Like I want to start watching more of his movies and other foreign films just because it's just a whole nother, I wouldn't say genre, but a whole other movie style I haven't really watched. And yeah, as I said, putting my phone in another room really made me watch the whole thing and not miss anything. So yeah, awesome movie.
Yeah, I sort of watched a couple of movies over the weekend.
Yeah.
Checked out The Gentleman after hearing quite a few good reviews about it.
Oh man, I love that movie. Up until Parasite, I was telling people that was my favorite movie for a long time. But yeah, I saw that at the movies. I don't go to the movies a lot, but yeah, that movie was unreal. What did you think of it?
Oh, incredible. Like expecting a gangster movie, and then it just had so many twists and a different way of telling the story. It wasn't just straightforward. It sort of went backwards and forwards and lots of little twists and turns there.
Guy Ritchie at his absolute best.
So you managed to get in before all the cinemas and stuff closed down. It must have been good in the cinema.
Yeah, man. I funnily enough, I was just this one day, like a Saturday, I went to the beach, I walked there, read this book, and then the Rap Yearbook, which I actually want to talk to you about. And then I was going past Bondi Junction Cinemas, and I saw that, and I was like, I love Guy Ritchie. I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go see it. Went by myself, and yeah, just raving about it. It's an unbelievable movie. And then soundtrack was awesome. One of my favourite UK rappers, Bugsy Malone, is one of the guys in it as well, and he made a song from it as well. So, like, yeah, it's an unbelievable movie. I even watched Snatch and Lock, Stock in the lockdown as well, just because I was just talking to my parents about how good the movie was. So I loved it. It's great on the big screen.
Yeah, incredible cast too. Like, so many names and recognisable.
I've always liked Charlie Hunterman because of Sons of Anarchy. He was called Jax, and me being Jax. So it was awesome to see him, and just some of the other actors and characters and stuff. Unreal.
Yeah, I thought Charlie did a really good job of sort of being that English tough man.
Yeah.
And you mentioned you've been reading a book as well. Which one is that?
Yeah, so it's called The Rap Yearbook. It's by this author, Cher Serrano. He writes for The Ringer and stuff, and basically he talks about the most influential hip-hop songs from like from the 1980s to 2014. So he picks what he thinks the most influential song is for that year, writes about 2,000 words on it, and then there's a rebuttal. So you've got things like big songs like In the Club or Big Pimpin', and then you have also like the songs from like earlier when rap started and stuff. So it's just really, and it's great illustrations and stuff. And he's actually got another book, which I'm going to read next, called Basketball and Other Things. So it's all anecdotes from the NBA and stuff. So it's a good way to, I haven't really been reading a lot. These books, it's a good way to get into it because it's stuff I love, like sport and rap and hip hop and stuff. So yeah, that's an amazing book. If you love rap music or hip hop or just musical history, definitely check it out. It's amazing.
It sounds like it's a pretty long book.
Nah, because it's about 20 something years, but it's only 2,000 words per year, so it's not heaps. But it took me a while to read it because I'd read the chapter, then I'd listen to the song, and then I'd just keep going like that. So it's a very enjoyable read. He's a very funny author, and he's actually been, I don't know if you've seen, but he's been on Twitter for the past couple of weeks. He's actually been giving money to Americans who are struggling to pay their bills and stuff, him and his team. So he's a real, I kind of saw him doing that. And I was like, okay, I'm going to start reading this book. And it's like really nice of him because everyone's struggling at the moment with bills and stuff. So he's just been giving people $100, $200 here and stuff. So he's a real amazing guy, actually.
Were there any songs and years that you sort of disagreed with?
Yeah, there was a couple where the rebuttal, like I know there was Come of the Year, but Outcast, So Fresh and So Clean was the rebuttal. And I was like, I agree with that. But as much as I might not have liked some of the songs, they were very pivotal with hip hop. Like, for example, I love the song Same Love by Macklemore, which was one of the years. But while I wouldn't pick that myself as the most influential song for rap as a whole, the way he explains and stuff was, he has great points behind his writing. So, yeah. I
guess it's good to see that it's not just his opinions. Like, there is that rebuttal that can sway the argument another way. Yeah,
exactly. So it's also helps. Like, I also learned about a few new songs I didn't know about and stuff. And it's a really interesting read. And it did take a bit of time just because loving listening to music, I did have to listen to the song afterwards. But yeah, I highly recommend that as well for anyone that's looking to read a book or, as I said, wants to know about some hip-hop history.
A few songs that are going to slide into the DJ sets once you get back in the groove.
Yeah, when that begins, it actually inspired me to download a few awesome songs I forgot about. So slowly been reorganising my music collection over the last couple of weeks. So yeah, a few have definitely already gone back in there.
Nice. What else have I been watching? I finally finished the latest season of Ozark.
Okay.
Have you watched it?
I watched the first season and then I've started to watch the second season just because everyone's talking about it. So I kind of have a bad habit of delaying watching shows that I like because I don't want them to be over. And now I'm 2 series behind. So what did you think of it all?
So season 2, I thought got a little bit lost in the weeds there for a little while.
Yeah.
But season 3 brings it right back. Just when you think things are getting good, it all just falls to just everything. The danger just increases, and like people that you think are good all of a sudden are starting to do really bad things. And
okay, definitely am going to watch it this week then. 100%. Yeah.
It ends up being like this whole conniving power play of who's going to take control of certain aspects. And then like the final scene blew me away of the season.
It's one of those things that leave you on the edge of your seat. You're waiting for another year for the next season.
Yeah, like I totally saw it going a different way, and then the moment happened, and I just sat there and went, "What?"
Okay.
And then the season ends. So it's like, oh, now I've got to wait till season 4.
I just had a thought. The worst thing about having to wait for season 4, because of everything that's going on in the world, it's going to push production times out so much longer as well. So
yeah, I haven't looked, but I'm hoping they didn't get too badly affected by it, because I'm hoping they sort of filmed straight after. But
yeah, of course.
I know a lot of movies have been affected pretty badly by all the delays.
Yeah, especially with people not being able to go to the cinemas now and everything. So yeah, it's an unfortunate time, but it's a good time to catch up on some old stuff like that you might have wanted to watch. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, like it's been a bit of a bummer having all the cinemas closed, but it's also been a blessing too, because there's been movies like The Hunt, which have gone here in Australia, particularly went straight to on-demand services.
Yeah, awesome.
So yeah, I watched that late last week, and it sort of flips the whole stereotype of gun nuts on its head.
Okay.
So in this one, instead of it being stereotypical redneck toting a gun being the aggressor, they're the ones being hunted by the sort of the right wing, the left wing sort of pacifist people.
What's this one on? I'll have to check that out for sure.
I know it's on Apple.
Yeah.
And I think it's just across like all of the on-demand platforms now.
Yeah, awesome.
I think you've got to pay to rent it, but it's there.
Yeah, we did that with Jojo Rabbit, but that's fine. Like I know with speaking as you mentioned that all the things are getting pushed. Like that's why Parasite was supposed to come out later this month or next month, but Stan pushed it through and stuff. So it's good that they're doing this because I know everyone's at home. So yeah, this definitely looks something like I'll have to check out. Sure, I'm just looking it up.
Yeah, like it's funny but really graphic, silly movie that's just a good weekend killer.
Yeah, cool.
I saw last night you were watching the Netflix documentary Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh yeah, that's one of the things that I'd had on my list for a while, and I was just scrambling around trying to figure out something to watch. I put it on because I knew it was only 3 episodes. Wow, I did not expect that to go. I don't really watch a lot of true crime, if that's what the genre was called, but after seeing that, I definitely want to start watching more because that was unreal. Just from where it went to and where it ended, unbelievable. I heard a lot of people talking how amazing it was, and it was just twists and plots, and there were at the start, it was a bit gory. I didn't really want to look at what the person or after initially did, but you didn't see anything. You just heard about it all without giving too much away, and just where it went to and the wild goose chase they were having. It was just surreal.
Yeah, that first episode of that show is pretty intense, really.
Yeah.
Like, they don't show too much, but they show enough where you're like, that's a bit full on.
Yeah, they show enough and they describe it and you can kind of hear it as well. And then the ending, and then I was just thinking to myself, okay, I'm just going to have to finish this all tonight because I can't wait. And I went out, like sometimes I was a little scared. I went out of my room to do something, had my flashlight on because I didn't know what was around. It was a bit late at night. But yeah, it was an unbelievable show.
It's one of those shows where you learn, like, holy cow, like just posting little things on the internet makes you so traceable.
Oh, yeah. The lady and then how the guy figured out where she worked and stuff. It's just, like, sometimes you can just get in arguments with people online, and especially in the sporting world, like, we both love sport, and sometimes I'll have a couple of drinks and I'll talk to people or, like, run my mouth, and, yeah, people can just find you so easily, and, yeah, it kind of makes you think, like, of your position on the internet and how much information you have out. And the male character that was in that group was quite smart that he had an anonymous profile. So I have to start reevaluating my online life.
Yeah, but like you also learn like there's some pretty messed up stuff on the internet too.
In the dark web and stuff. And even some of the websites, it was like gore bodies, or I can't remember what the URL was, but I was looking at the URL when they were showing it and I'm thinking, geez, there's some aspects of the internet that I don't want to go down. I'm going to stick to looking at animal photos and sporting highlights. And
yeah, I'll stick to the nice, friendly stuff. And
absolutely.
What else have you been checking out?
Oh,
now that you've got plenty of downtime.
Speaking of the internet, on Sunday, I think it was, Timberland, the producer in Swiss Beats, have been doing these versus Instagram live videos where they get 2 artists to battle each other. So the first one last week was Lil Jon and T-Pain. As much as I liked them, I didn't really have much interest. But they did one on Sunday, and it was my favourite hip-hop producer of all time, DJ Premier. He battled RZA from Wu-Tang, who's also one of my favourite hip-hop producers. And they're only supposed to stay on for an hour, and the battle was they'd play a song and they'd talk about it, and the other one would play a song. They ended up going on for 3 hours, and it was just so amazing to hear all these hip-hop songs that have influenced me, that I've loved, and just seeing them, just the camaraderie and stuff, and just seeing all the people. At one point, there was 195,000 people watching it on the DJ Premier Instagram, and it was across 2 other ones. So they would have got some amazing eyes, and I actually found a playlist last night on Spotify that they made of all the songs. So they listened to that all today. It was just 2 of the greatest of all time, just nerding out. Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of views on like an Instagram live.
Yeah, and that was, as I said, just Premier's account. So I think it was off. It could have been across 3 or 4. So they would have cracked a lot.
Did you say that was the second one they've run?
Yeah, it was the second one they've run. So tomorrow, I think in Tuesday in America, Swiss Beats and Timbaland are going live again. I think they're going to announce the next people they want to have on it or that's going to be on it. But after all the eyes on, I think it's going to be quite a popular thing going forward. I'm hoping.
Yeah, especially with sort of people stuck at home looking for music and other types of entertainment.
Yeah, I just had my AirPods in, and I was cooking lunch for the family, and I was driving, and I just had it just playing in the background. Didn't even watch it, but yeah, it was just amazing. And now with this playlist, I can just relive all the songs and stuff. So very good for a music nerd or any music lovers. So I think they'll keep doing it. I want to see Neptunes, Pharrell and Chad from NEID do one with someone, but we'll see what the future holds, I guess.
Yeah, no. So they're putting like playlists on Spotify as well.
Yeah, they're putting the playlists on Spotify as well. So I just followed that today, and yeah, it's unbelievable.
Oh, perfect. And then the last one I checked out was a little Japanese movie called My Dad is a Heel Wrestler.
Okay, that sounds very much up your alley.
Yeah, so it's sort of like, did you ever watch the Aronofsky movie, The Wrestler?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's that, but as a kid's movie.
Oh.
So it's like a little 9-year-old Japanese boy discovers that his dad is a wrestler, but not only is he a wrestler, he's the bad guy.
Yeah.
So that like breaks this little boy's heart that his dad is a bad man, not realizing that it's all sort of pre-planned and everything.
Yeah, of course. I remember watching wrestling when I was younger, and I remember my mother also did when she was younger. And the day that she told me that it was fake, I was like, oh. But yeah, imagine if your parent was a secret wrestler. I'm just looking it up online now. Looks amazing. Is it subtitled as well, like Parasite?
Yeah, so it's all in Japanese with English subtitles.
Oh, cool.
And then it's all the actual wrestling is performed by wrestlers from the New Japan Pro Wrestling Company. Yep. So for like massive wrestling fans, there's heaps of little cameos and stuff
cool.
where you can spot people like, I know that person, I know who that is.
Yeah, I love it when that happens.
And then because of that, all the wrestling looks like real, like it looks like it should. It's not crazy, over-the-top movie style.
Yeah, of course.
So, and because that Japanese culture is more sport-focused than entertainment like WWE, you can see why this little boy is heartbroken by his dad being the bad guy because he thinks it's legitimate.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like a really cute, sweet, fun family movie with wrestling as the backdrop.
Yeah, of course. Oh, man, that sounds like a really... Is it on any streaming services, or did you just get a copy through work? Or
It's on New Japan World, their streaming platform. Okay. It's 999 yen for a month, so I think it's about $12.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, definitely have to look into that. Speaking of wrestling, did you watch WrestleMania, and have you been keeping track since they haven't had fans?
Yeah, so I watched WrestleMania last week.
Yeah, was it weird?
Super weird with no audience.
Yeah.
Like the cutting promos to just nobody.
Yeah, I saw.
Celebrating with no fans. It's just very strange.
Yeah, I've seen some footage of the Raws and stuff, and they're trying to make the best out of a bad situation, but it's kind of weird.
Yeah, the one advantage they have is they've been able to do with Undertaker and John Cena.
Yeah.
They've been able to sort of pre-film them and make them into sort of more movie-like. Yeah. So there's lots of different camera angles, there's background music. So it's been good to have those sort of more cinematic matches. Yeah. But then when it's just a regular match in the ring, it's kind of like, this just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, of course. I heard there was Edge versus Randy Orton, and they just went everywhere. But I can't remember what the match was called, but I read that was a bit controversial because I think Edge was choking someone or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so they had, I think it was Falls Count Anywhere, maybe, I think it was.
Yeah.
So they just wrestled all over the WWE Performance Center, and it went for a really long time. That was probably the biggest criticism for the match. It just went for ages.
Yeah.
And because there was no crowd, it kind of had no emotion in it.
Course.
It just felt stale.
Yeah.
But then partway through the match, Orton grabbed like the cables or a rope or something and like hung Edge in like a weight machine. And it was just really poor timing with the Chris Benoit documentary that had come out like a week or two beforehand.
That's right.
That went into full details of what happened at that particular point in time.
Yeah, that was the Dark Side of the Ring series, wasn't it?
Yeah. If you jump on SBS and watch that season, I think it's season 2.
Okay.
The first 2 episodes focus purely on the Benoit incident.
I remember when that all happened. That was not a good time.
I think if that documentary hadn't come out so recently, there wouldn't have been such an uproar over that particular moment in the match.
Yeah, of course. Still just fresh in everyone's mind.
But yeah, like it had just been brought back up to the forefront of everyone's mind, and then they went and did it. And when I was watching it, I was like, how did this, because it was obviously filmed like the week prior. Like, how did this go through the whole editing process and not a single person be like, maybe cut this segment out?
Yeah. It's not like it's a small thing. It's quite big. And so many eyes on it and stuff. They just obviously skipped a beat with that one.
Yeah. Like if it had been live, it probably would have been, it still would have had an uproar, but it wouldn't have been as bad. Yeah. But because they had that chance to edit it out, it was like, ooh. Yeah.
Not good. I'm definitely going to watch this. I've just got on SBS On Demand up here. I'm definitely going to watch this as well. More to the list.
Yeah, dude, those first 2 episodes of Dark Side. Like the first episode is about the relationship between Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
So that one's like really touching and emotional for that reason.
Yeah.
Because it finishes right as Eddie passes away.
Yeah, of course.
And then the second episode is when it gets into what happened with Chris and his family.
Yeah.
And that's just dark. Yeah. Like, that's really bad and heavy.
I still vividly remember when I first heard about that and just seeing it on the news and all over the internet, and it's not a good time for any kind, really.
I couldn't believe how long it lasted in the sort of news cycle.
Yeah.
I was like, it's bad, but it's a wrestling story. It'll fade away. And it just went on for like a week.
Yeah. And news cycles don't usually last that long. So,
so what would be your top pick for the week?
I have to say Parasite. It was, as much as I heard how good it was and it won all the awards, it was one of the movies or the shows movie that you watch that lives up to the hype. Very much recommended, and please, if you watch it, if you listen to this and you watch it, put your phone in another room, put it away, just get lost in the movie. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, and don't look into what it's about beforehand.
No, that made it even better.
So then my pick would have to be Ozark.
Okay.
Just because of how much it comes back from a bit of a downer on the second season. Yeah. Takes it all back to the next level. Cartel, the risk factor is just upped even more. And then the final scene.
Yeah, okay.
My mouth was just open. I was just like, what?
I love that. So I'll make a promise to you. I will get through Ozark season 2, as much as it might be bad, and I'll get to season 3 and get through it. We're on. Brilliant. Promise.
Brilliant. Okay, so thank you everyone for listening to the commentary booth. If you enjoyed the show, please remember to rate, review, and subscribe over on the Apple Podcasts app, because that's really helping us grow. We were at number 10 on film reviews in our first week. You can follow me on social media at Jamie Apps Media, and you can follow Jaxon over on Instagram at Deckhead89. The Commentary Booth is a fan-funded production of Jamie Apps Media. You can support the podcast alongside our magazine Jam Zine over on Patreon at patreon.com/Jamie Apps Media. The following people supported at the Jam publisher level or higher, and you cannot fathom how incredibly appreciative we are of their support. Brian and June Hart, Caitlin Fitzgerald, Courtney Paulson, Tracy Apps.